What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Today, I'm going to showcase some Aegislash in the Go Battle League. Aegislash, especially last season, started to pick up some traction in GBL as just a great sweeper once shields go down. It's incredibly bulky, and once you can swap over to that sword form, you can one-shot almost any Pokemon in the game, or at the very least, two-shot everything. I don't know if there's many Pokemon out there that can take two charge attacks from this Pokemon. With that said, it is a little bit harder to use in this current season with Ninetales and Sableye everywhere, but I feel like this team should cover it pretty well, as well as get shields down early so it can sweep the backline. But real quick, before we get into the battles, I want to ask if you're not subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. Helps out quite a bit, and I'd really appreciate it. But yeah, let's get to the battles and see what Aegislash can do. Alright, Mantine into Shadow Mightyena. Alright, not a bad lead, but it is a Pokemon that I'd rather have on my Primate, but it's also a Pokemon that I'm very happy to avoid with my Aegislash in the backline. What I want to do here, if I can, is just get some shields down. I'm going to go straight for a Twister because that is going to be able to be thrown before a Poison Fang or a Crunch. They could no-shield this, but Mightyena users generally go down shields early. And yeah, we get a shield there. 7. I'm pretty sure I survived this pretty well, especially if it's a Poison Fang. I'm going to let this go. They do crunch us. That's the first time I've seen a double-moved Mightyena user, I'll be honest. Ooh, good catch, I guess. I didn't see the fast move come through. That's one thing I don't like about the old system, is visuals don't update as well as I'd like. With that said, this is still like a good place to come in with my Primate now and start ramping up. Because I have a lot of... Well, I have 2 shields, right? And I can start ramping up my energy pretty quickly. Good catch by them, though. Big Rage Fist. We see a no-shield. They're at 4, so they have an attack. 5. The big question is, what is their backline going to be? What is their final Pokemon? This could be kind of annoying, I'm going to be honest, because if they have something in the backline really good into Primate here, then I don't know exactly how my Aegislash is going to take down a Mightyena, but I guess that is a problem for us down the line. We'll just go for the Rage Fist here, likely get a no-shield, because they don't want me to ramp up any further. Whoa. Well, I'm very fine with that, I'm not gonna lie. This is fantastic news. I don't know why you'd come in Mightyena here, but now this Pokemon's out of the way. I get a full Karate Chop down, and I should be able to get a shield from whatever's in the backline, right? Okay, yeah, we're good. Because believe it or not, 2 Rage Fists should be able to get a shield, and by the time that there's shields down, then Aegislash just sweeps. Even if we didn't get a shield down here, though, I bet Aegislash could find a way to finish off this game. Because we survive Bulldozes, as long as we don't get too unlucky with debuffs. But this second Rage Fist just puts him into range where a Shadow Ball knocks out. Oh my goodness, that does so much. I'm kind of surprised they didn't catch a Twister on Tinkaton, though, if I'm being honest, but we'll take it. Shadow Empoleon. Honestly, I don't like this lead. I'm going to switch. Oh, it's on Waterfall. Interesting. And we honestly are in a pretty good spot here. We bait out a Jumpluff. This is why I have Ice Punch. We can go for a lot of super effective damage here. If they no-shield, then I think I can farm them down over time. And if they shield, that's kind of what I want too, right? They do no-shield. It's straight 5s to reaching energy balls here. And honestly, knowing they're on Waterfall on the Empoleon, Mantine's probably not even that bad there. Alright, Karate Chop into Rage Fist. Likely this gets a shield, but if they do end up shielding this, I should be able to shield this second time and Karate Chop all the way down. I do kind of wonder what's going to be in the backline here. Oh, they let that go? Okay. Interesting. They come in with a Grumpig here. This probably doesn't want to take a boosted Rage Fist, right? I guess we'll find out. Yeah, they let that, or they shield rather. And they have a lot of energy, but I should be able to bring in Aegislash and just survive damage and go for Shadow Ball myself. And we'll see how much damage this does. I haven't played Aegislash in a while, so I'm not as accustomed to the damage ranges as I might have been last season. But again, we'll see what they want to do. Big Shadow Ball. Oh, that does nothing. I can just keep on farming then. And just try to get to a second Shadow Ball here. If I get to 2 Shadow Balls, that should basically be game over. They do end up throwing. Likely it's a Shadow Ball again, but I do survive it. Oh, that's a good catch, though, because they snuck the Waterfall. And you know what that means? It means I'm going to get knocked out by that fast move, actually. That could be game over, actually. That is a very smart play. I don't think I have enough in the tank just on my Mantine here to win this one, because I already banked a lot of energy on this Empoleon. That's on me. That is very much on me. I should have not got so greedy with my Aegislash, honestly. Bit of a misplay by us. Because they're basically at a Shadow Ball with the Grumpig, that is. And I have to go for a Water Pulse here to knock out. We've done no damage to the Grumpig, thanks to our fast move doing nothing. So, yeah, this one's on me. I think we could have won this game so easily if I would have just played with my brain and not just, like, I don't know, turned it off. Do I even farm down? It doesn't matter. They're at the move. Yeah, throw their Shadow Ball just a second earlier before that Shadow Ball comes off, and I should just win this game. But smart play by them. Oh, what? I mean, I think they still win, but I don't know why they do that. They could have just Shadow Balled, but I guess they got me. Mantine into Malamar. All right, well, my backline is exceedingly weak to this Pokemon, so I'm not upset to see it here. It's a non-Shadow Malamar, so I don't know if they two-shot us in the zeros. I guess we'll see. All right, they're at 13 right now. If they don't two-shot us by the time we get to 2 Twisters, at least I can do a lot of consistent damage to them. Foul play, yeah, I mean, it barely puts us into the yellow now. So I should be able to get to 2 Twisters no matter what. And then, if I get a shield here, or if, honestly, they just let this go and I can farm down with Primeape, I should be in a better position. Twister number 1 lands, but yeah, it doesn't do that much damage to them. They're at 11. I'm going to just go for this Twister, though. I want to try to get a shield if possible, or just a knockout. They do let that go. You know what? That's fine. They also don't overfarm that much. So I'm thinking what I want to do here is I will survive this, so I'm just going to switch out into my Primeape and save Mantine as like a 1 HP catch later on if I need it. Interesting. Quick Attack Diggersby comes in. Not exactly the best Pokemon into Primeape. With that said, I don't have a lot of ways to one-shot this, at least not quickly, so I'm just going to go for the Ice Punch and try our best to get his shield if I can. They actually do shield that, which I'm a little bit surprised by. They're at 7, so they could be Scorching Sandsing, I don't know how to say that. They could be throwing the Scorching Sands, but no, almost certainly just a Fire Punch, and that is what we see. Alright, we'll go for the Ice Punch again. I think the best thing about this, though, is avoiding the Diggersby into our Aegislash, right? So, I don't hate that. They do let that go. They survive on 1 HP, but honestly, I'm still going to shield this up, because I think Primeape can still put in a lot of work this game, despite the fact that I have to use a shield right now. Okay, they're at 2. They kind of have to shield this, right? If they don't, then they just get farmed down. And so I can just bring in my Aegislash here and start Aegislashing it up. 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I think the play here is honestly do what you don't expect as an Aegislash user and just instantly throw a Shadow Ball. Because I'm pretty sure I knock him out in 1 hit with a Shadow Ball here. And looks like that was a CMP too. So I take the damage before I go into Blade form. There is a Malamar that honestly does wall Psycho Cuts pretty well. But saying they're in range where I should just be able to Karate Chop them down, I'm not that upset about this. I'm not that scared. There's still also a little bit of Diggersby, but I think Psycho Cuts can knock him out. Yeah, that just one-shots. That's incredible. Good stuff, Aegislash. What comes in here? Probably the Malamar. Yeah, there it is. That is totally fine. I think we still just win this game with Primeape Karate Chopping down everything. I could have overfarmed against the Empoleon, but honestly, I don't think we have to do that. I think that we can just sweep with Primeape. Yeah. They're dry on the Diggersby. We just go for the Karate Chop. And even if they knocked us out there, we still have a Mantine left over, so GG's. Alright, Tinkaton on the lead. This is such a strange matchup, because I do wall them with Mantine. At least their energy. Technically, the fast moves are neutral into us. But because of how strong Gigaton Hammer is, it still does almost two-shot us. But it's nice to see this here before my Primeape has to deal with it. And I can whittle this down quite a bit. So that's what I'm going to try to do. Water Pulse, see if they want to go for a shield or not. And then we can outpace to the second Water Pulse. We can trip them down quite a bit. And my attacks are like, they're not doing a lot of damage, but they're doing some, I guess. Nice catch. What was that on? Lapras. Really nice catch then. I guess, though, I don't hate getting this this chip damage. It's weird to say, but I know Aegislash does not come anywhere close to one-shotting a Lapras, so maybe it's good that I landed a Water Pulse there. It's not that good. Like, I wish I didn't. But saying it happened, I'm not gonna, be too upset. The reason I'm not coming in here with my Primeape is because I know they have Psywave, so I don't want to be taking a lot of fast move pressure if I can help it. Instead, I'd rather just force him to build up a lot of energy here with Lapras. And wow, they're actually letting me throw the Shadow Ball before they throw their next move. They might be looking at another catch here, and that would be annoying. They probably shouldn't do that. That would be really unfortunate for me if they did. So, honestly, I'm going to overfarm. They do end up going for the Sparkling. I'm going to shield this up, because at this point, if I go back into shield form, I'm going to take very little damage from this Lapras once again. And I can just build back up to back-to-back Shadow Balls, I believe. They're getting kind of close to range where a Shadow Ball could knock them out. And I know I survive a Sparkling, probably even 2 from here. Keep in mind, Tinkaton does have 6 Fairy Winds of energy on it, which is a lot of energy. Yeah, I live this. That's what Aegislash is so annoying, right? Or that's why it's so annoying. It's able to just survive charge attack after charge attack. Okay, they come in here just to throw a Bulldoze. Fair enough, I guess. But I can shield this. I can go for a Shadow Ball, and I can guarantee a shield or a knockout on something else in the back line. But that is a smart play. I probably should have swapped out and, like, caught that move. Okay, they do end up letting that go. What's going to come in here? Oh, okay. Empoleon. This is going to be an interesting game. I don't know exactly how this is going to play out. 2, 3, 4, 5. That was a CMP, okay. Because they did save the Lapras, and I don't love that at all. The Lapras still being around and so healthy probably wins them this game. They've danced around very well. I wish I had Cross Chop here. If I did, I would be able to knock them out. But I don't. Oh, they undercharge? Which is probably a really good play. That was a nice undercharge. Man, this person's playing very well. They've caught moves from us. They've undercharged attacks. They've danced around my Aegislash. They're going to neutralize a lot of what I want to do this game. Okay. I have a catch, technically, but I know how hard it is to get a catch, or, like, to catch against one-turn moves like this. Well, we got the catch, technically. The big question, though, is how do I even still win this game? Because I have to do 6 more wing attacks, and I have to be able to outpace that Empoleon to a move. And I think they're just going to get to a Sparkling Aria here that would knock us out, or even just Psywave us down. I need this Twister to knock out. I'm not sure it will. I need this to be enough, but it's resisted from a Mantine. Oh, no! That's as close as it could have been. You know, that was a good game, despite the fact that I'm not able to knock him out there. If I could have got that Twister off there, and then twistered the Lapras, we actually still could have won that one. Alright, Mantine into Shadow Ninetales. Good lead. I don't want this anywhere near my Aegislash, although Primeape can deal with it, so we'll see what they want to do here. They bring in his Celio, and this is perfect for me. Well, it's not, like, perfect. It's very fine, though. The slightly uncomfortable part is I am going to have to 2-shield my way through this, but the less uncomfortable part is what's going to happen after I 2-shield through this. Yeah, they let that go. I'm actually kind of surprised they didn't instantly throw, because they could have done 2 body slams and guaranteed a shield from us. Like, 2 shields, rather, before I get my next Rage Fist off. But I guess if they're going to let us CMP on the second, at least I don't go down 2 shields. And now I'm a +2 Primeape. There's not a lot of things in the game that really want to take the energy that I have. I have a Primeape that's boosted. I have an Aegislash in the backline that likely gets to deal with a lower shielding scenario in the back, and that's always what you want. Aegislash when shields are still around can be kind of uncomfortable to use. Down goes the Celio. What's going to come in here? Probably the Ninetales, honestly, but I'm so boosted at this point that I don't know if that's the worst case scenario. Or they caught on what? Jellicent? I don't have a Jelly answer. This is kind of what I'd want to see, I guess. Why did they catch that? I'm going to just bring in my Aegislash here just to give it something to do this game. So don't judge me too much. I know I survive a Shadow Ball, and I should force them here to throw 2 attacks into us. We're going to go for the CMP, because I know they literally have to go for the CMP there. If they don't, then I get my move off. And they don't want that. And they were at 100 energy, so let's see. They're at 4 right now. They do have 4 also on the Ninetales. But now that I'm in sword form, I should be able to generate energy a lot quicker. They're going to be forced to throw energy against us earlier than they'd want. Or I guess they do that. And I think this is also fine, because now they're at 5, so they're at 1 after this weather ball. And, I mean, I can just go here for a water pulse to knock them out. Well, okay. Oh, I still got the catch. I thought I didn't, but I guess I did somehow. Incredible. Goodbye. Oh my... They have overheat? Why? I think we were fine, especially with overheat being their moveset, but, alright. The overheat Ninetales, the last overheat Ninetales remaining in the Go Battle League. You know, a 3-2 set, I think the 2 losses that we had this set were actually both pretty winnable games. I just kind of fumbled the Aegislash gameplay a little bit. But, you know, we'll keep on going in the next set. Alright, Mantine up against Shadow Giratina. I was using this Pokemon yesterday, actually, with 2 Steel types in the backline. I think it was Tinkaton and Empoleon. We'll see if that's going to be the case for this team, or, well, saying they're on Shadow Claw, it's probably just a completely unique lineup. Shadow Claw is an interesting moveset. Gives you more play into the Steels, but a little bit less play into the normals. Okay, Tinkaton comes in. This is kind of an awkward Pokemon, because I don't have an instant response to it. But what I guess I can do is I can just overfarm a lot of energy here, guarantee 2 Shadow Balls land into this thing, and I don't necessarily need switch that much if they go down shields. Bulldoze, don't debuff me, please. Dang it. Not that it does that much extra damage, but it is, like, it's less ideal that they got the debuff. Alright, they're at the next Bulldoze, but, I mean, I should survive 3 Bulldozes and just get to 2 Shadow Balls. Okay, stop. Now I'm actually going to take some real damage from these debuffs. That's slightly unfortunate, but it's fine. We can play out of slightly unfortunate situations. It's happened before. Big Bulldoze. Ow. I mean, that's fine. They want to CMP us. I still have my next move. I can't believe that they just got every debuff imaginable, though. I didn't need that. That's all of their energy down the drain. Honestly, maybe I should undercharge this. It's just going to knock out anyway. But I wouldn't mind undercharging so I could get a farm down against them. They just let that go, really. Okay. Interesting. We'll see what comes in. Okay. So it is actually the team that I was playing yesterday, just a different fast move on the Giratina. So I actually have a lot of play here with my Primeape then. 5. Alright. I'm going to shield this up and keep on farming. Drill Peck obviously would knock us out here. My fast move pressure is going to put them into a range where my Mantine can deal with them later on. And if I get to 2 moves here against the Tinkaton, then I can also chip them down into range where I can just knock them out with a Water Pulse. They do have a little bit of energy. I think I'm outside of Bulldoze range for now. So they have to Gigaton Hammer to knock us out early. And if they don't, then that just means I can ramp up a little bit more. And maybe at some point, if I could, I'd love to be able to swap out. But no, it looks like my switch clock's not going to be up anytime soon. Alright, let's see what they throw here. Bulldoze again, not quite enough damage. But they might just go for it. They do Bulldoze. We do survive. I'll bring in my Mantine here, because why not? And Water Pulse before they can get to a Gigaton. I'm hoping this knocks out, but Tinkaton is not a squishy Pokemon. Water Pulse is not the best move in the game. It does knock out, though. That's huge. Now I'm going to be able to get a lot more damage into this Empoleon than otherwise. If they landed a Gigaton Hammer, I would have been in range, or honestly, I think one Drill Peck just straight up knocks us out. But knocking out the Tinkaton a little bit early means now all I need to do is Water Pulse and start farming. I have one more Karate Chop I can land with my Primeape later on this game. And, you know, it's not going to do a lot, but I technically have some chargings I can get against them too, so we'll see. I guess my lose con at this point is if I one-turn lag with my Primeape when I bring that in, and I don't get that Karate Chop through, and they can get to a Hydro Cannon against my Aegislash before I charging down. I don't want to manifest that lose con, but honestly, this is the old system. One-turn lags have been known to happen, but not this time. Let's go. Alright, I'm going to see another Malamar lead. I guess this is a decent lead. This is kind of where I want to see it. But it's like, it's interesting. Again, it's going to two-shot us over time, but in the zeros, I guarantee that I land 2 Twisters against them, so I'm not upset about that. Yeah, this one doesn't quite two-shot us. I think Shadow Malamar would be able to two-shot, but then maybe my Water Pulse would threaten a one-shot after wing attack damage, so if I did see a shadow, I'd probably play it differently. Big Twister. They do let it go. And now I have my next one. Hopefully no catch on a Tinkaton or anything crazy. And they don't do that. Instead, they just keep farming. So if I land this Twister, that's good. If I get a shield here, that's fine as well. All right, just like the last one, this one does throw a little bit earlier than they had to, which means this doesn't quite knock us out. And I should be able to bring in my Primeape now and just farm down. Getting energy lead on Primeape is always a pretty good thing. Although Corviknight can be a little bit annoying in the back line, because if it goes for air cutters and gets boosts against us, that's not ideal. They don't respect a close combat, not that they really have to. I feel like most Primapes these days don't run that, at least not the Shadow variant. They're already at an air cutter. Air cutter basically one-shots us here, so I kind of do want a shield just to keep my Primeape around if possible. I don't think I can two-shield through this necessarily, but I don't really care if I don't win this matchup straight up. I just kind of want to put this into a range where I can even just charging down later on. And if I can get both shields down, then that should mean my Aegislash is in a better spot. But again, I guess we'll see how much damage my Primeape can do before that third air cutter is reached. They get the boost. That's unfair. That is absolutely illegal. Let me boost myself one more time, and we'll see how they want to play this out. Rage Fist gets the shield. Okay. Oh, nice patience by them. Do I get a Water Pulse off? I don't. That's actually so tragic. If I could have got that, this game might still have been playable. That's really unfortunate. If I got that Water Pulse off, this thing would be in Gyro Ball range, and then I think I win the game. But not being on the new system, not getting guaranteed DRE right there, absolutely devastating. I do survive the Scorching Sands, but, like, not that well. So, I don't know what to do here. Yeah, they're at another Scorching, almost at a third. I kind of have to throw here. Man, I did not expect them to play out this game the way they did. I think I might still survive this Scorching Sands, and that's, like, my one chance of winning. But they're at an air cutter on the Corviknight. I don't even survive that. Yeah, it doesn't really matter then. Okay, what did they just catch on? I mean, not that it matters. Okay, they're trying to give me every chance to win this game. The only problem is I know that I don't knock them out here with an Ice Punch. They're trying to give me every win con right now. If I had close combat, this would be a win. Unfortunately, even a boosted Ice Punch, I don't think is going to knock out a Diggersby from here. I didn't get the Water Pulse that I wanted. Yeah, if I got, honestly, even a Twister wins me the game, but they really shouldn't have brought the Pokemon in the order they did. But if I had close combat, I guess I would have also just won it. Man, that's rough. All right, Florges lead, pretty neutral. They can go for Chilling Waters, I guess, but I think that would be really inefficient here, saying I am a water type myself. They're likely just going to go straight Trailblaze. They threw up to 5, so either Disarming Voice or Trailblaze. Yeah. And if I can whittle this down, then my Primeape is going to be in a little bit of a better spot later on this game. But Trailblazes will add up, and letting them ramp up here is a little bit scary. Even Aegislash, after like 2 attack boosts on Florges, won't really want to take the damage this thing has. All right, they're going to throw another Trailblaze. Likely this one doesn't quite knock us out or anything, but it will put us close to farm down range. Yeah. We'll see if they want to shield, though. Like, getting a shield down here is not bad, especially depending on what's in the back. Big Water Pulse. No shield, okay. Well, if I can safe swap my Primeape, I'm going to. Looks like I can here. It's a Jellicent. And you might expect Jellicent to be something that you shouldn't bring a Primeape into. But honestly, as we've seen, it's not as bad of a matchup as you'd expect. Rage Fist adds up a lot, and I can spam out moves pretty quickly. 6. Alright. They do have 2 shields still left in place, so if they want to, they can 2-shield this matchup, which wouldn't be the best. 7. But again, getting shields down and hoping Aegislash can just sweep is never a bad strategy. Okay, so they have the Surf, but they're 4 away from another one. 8. Alright, so they're 3 away from the next move. Whoa. Turtonator? I don't like seeing that necessarily, but maybe this is actually playable. We'll see what they do here. They no shield. Interesting play. Not a bad play, though. Interesting. Okay. What is the moveset on this Turtonator? We do get his shield. I could have done one more Karate Chop. That would have been awesome if I did, honestly. Please don't be on Overheat. If they're on Brutal Swing, I think I can win this one. They are on Brutal Swing. Well, if they're on Brutal Swing Overheat, I might still lose, I guess. Because I should survive 3 Brutal Swings. Oh my goodness. Why? Why? Alright, Mantine into Hydreigon. Interesting. You know, normally this Pokemon has Aegislash of their own in the back. We'll see if that's the case this time. Or if it's just like some random other Pokemon. They're going straight for a Brutal Swing. This is not going to do that much, but over time, it will put us pretty low. Yeah, they're at 3. I'd have to imagine they shield this. And always getting shields down is not a bad thing. Okay. I'll let this go. I think what I want to do now is I just want to go for a 1-shield farm down against this Hydreigon if they let us. If they switch out, then I guess we might get Aegislash into something good in the backline. Like a Mantine, I guess. Could be worse. It does kind of make me wonder what their final Pokemon's going to be. Water Pulse doesn't do that much to us, but they will get to 2 before I get to 2 Shadow Balls. And I don't one-shot here with Shadow Ball. Let's see what they do. They're actually just throwing instantly. Honestly, Hydreigon is a very squishy Pokemon, so they'd still get one-shot by a Shadow Ball if they try to catch that or something. I don't know if that's the best play they could go for. 4, 5. Alright, we're back-to-back Shadow Ball now. We'll see if we get a shield, or if they just kind of sacrifice this. There's a lot of things they could have in the back line right now. A lot of things I'm hoping are not in the back. We'll see. Nice, we just get the knockout. I could have overfarmed it, looks like a little bit, but it happens. I mean, I have to switch, right? There's no way I can't, and I just have to hope the final Pokemon's not a Ghost type. Which wouldn't make a lot of sense, but, like, it could happen. Okay. Let's go for the Rage Fist here. I'd rather get a shield or a knockout before I have to shield. This way my Aegislash is still left in play. And I'm a boosted Primate. Okay, I kind of figured that could be in the back line, but I think I'm fine. Because I'm a boosted Primate. I think if they let this go, I just farm down. If they shield this up, I just get to a second. Let's see, Rage Fist? Yeah, that's going to put them into farm down range. Easily. Nice. Okay, kind of a tricky lead, but not too bad when Primeape is just so insane. Mantine into Marowak. Oh my goodness. Wait, that's a huge lead for us. They do have Rock Slide, but that doesn't one-shot us, and I resist their fast move pressure. Okay, I probably shouldn't have brought in Aegislash, but, like, honestly, I don't really care. Because as long as Aegislash avoids the Marowak, we should be fine. I would not be surprised right now if the final Pokemon would be a stupid Pokemon, like a Carbink. Could be an Earthquake. They built it to 5, but no, just a Sand Tomb. 6. Alright. So they're at 6 right now. They're going to be 2 away from the next Sand Tomb. Try to take that before the Volt Switch registers. We'll see if that happened or not. I'm interested to see what they do this game. They do shield, makes sense. It's so weird how, like, the form change happens after you throw the move nowadays. Oh my goodness, dude. That's bad. That's not ideal. Wow. I thought we took the Volt Switch before the form change, but we got DRE on that. That's incredible. The one time you don't want DRE, right? We're probably going to lose this game then. I think they probably have way too much fast move pressure for us. That's unfortunate. The inconsistencies of the old system coming in against us here to just destroy us. Yeah, because they just debuff our defense stat, and now they come in Marowak and they win. Because no matter what they have in the backline, I'm going to get fast move down so low at this point. Well, they're staying in, but, I mean... Okay, it is Carbink like I thought. Unfortunately, I think we still have no chance whatsoever, but maybe I can hope. I don't think I can hope. Oh man, if I would have got that second Shadow Ball off, if I would have taken the move like I wanted to, this game would have just been a Primeape sweep. But not getting the second Shadow Ball was very unfortunate. These are doing nothing. Why are my Rage doing nothing? Oh man. Honestly, that's what Aegislash kind of struggles with, right? It's a little bit clunky. We could have won, I think, a lot of these games, though, today, if things just went my way a little bit more. You know, all things considered, I'd say Aegislash did put in a decent amount of work today. There's not a lot of Pokemon it really wants to target in the current meta, and there's a lot of things that can give it trouble, but with how strong it is inherently, I kind of feel like this Pokemon still is pretty fun, although maybe not the most meta pick out there. But yeah, thank you for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.